Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to our Wellness Wednesday video. And as promised, today we are talking about the riveting topic of testing your thyroid. How do we do it? How do we get the right results? Well, first thing I'd like to say is, how many people do you know, maybe yourself included, that had their thyroid tested and they said everything was okay? Well, the first thing I want to say is that ranges, as far as lab work goes, really are very broad, and they're not perhaps narrow enough to really help us be not just not full of disease or sickness, but to really be well and healthy. So as an example, it's kind of a little analogy. Imagine a professional who went to school for their profession, whatever it is, and they got a D in every course, but technically they passed, right? So you might call them doctor, you might call them attorney, you might call them whatever, but they barely passed, right? They just barely made it. So what if that is kind of like your lab values and you barely made it within range? We don't want to just barely make it within range. We want to really feel good. We want to feel healthy. We want to feel vibrant and full of energy. So when it comes to the thyroid, there's two things that we test specifically. One is we do a test for iodine, which is actually a dried urine test. It's something that you can do at home. It's really very easy. It's very shelf stable. The shelf life of it is adequate enough for you to be able to do it, send it in, and make it work very well. The other type of test we do is a blood test, and we actually test about 7 to 9 different things on this blood test. Understand that most thyroid tests test only TSH, T3, and T4, but there's a lot more to learn about the thyroid. And we want to know if there's a conversion problem from a certain hormone to another hormone. We want to know if there's a production problem. We want to know where the glitch is so that we can adequately and appropriately treat it. So this is so vital when we're doing any kind of test. It doesn't just apply to the thyroid, it applies to everything across the board. We want to know where the process is breaking down so that we don't just, for example, if a man has a low testosterone, you don't just give him testosterone. We want to find out where the breakdown is and treat that particular part of the problem so that we get the result that we want. Thank you so much for tuning in. We look forward to talking to you next week, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.